You might think your mornings are harmless, but after 60, even a simple habit, done first thing, can quietly strain your heart. Heart attacks are 40% more likely in the morning. Why? Because your blood is thicker, your vessels tighter, and your heart is waking into pressure. What if your first 15 minutes were either healing or harmful? The most dangerous habit is the one most seniors repeat every single day without knowing. Stay with me, because changing this one routine could ease your heart's load. Before breakfast, your heart doesn't just beat, it wakes. And how you greet your morning sets the rhythm for everything. Blood flow, pressure, even how safe your next breath feels. After 60, your cardiovascular system is more reactive. What once felt harmless, coffee, cold water, skipping breakfast, can now whisper stress into your arteries. But there's healing in the routine, gentle shifts that calm the pressure, simple swaps that speak safety to your heart. In the next few minutes, let's discover how to rise in a way that protects what's been beating for you all these years. 1. Cold water shocks the heart. When Eleanor, 71, began her new, healthy morning ritual, an ice-cold glass of lemon water, she thought she was doing something good. It felt crisp, clean, a fresh start. But within minutes, she'd feel lightheaded, a strange tightness across her chest. Maybe it's just age, she thought, but it wasn't. Your body, especially after 60, transitions slowly from sleep to wakefulness. Overnight, your blood thickens slightly, your arteries stiffen from lack of movement, and your heart wakes into effort. And the very first thing you put into your system, it matters deeply. Cold water, especially straight from the fridge, triggers a reflex known as vasoconstriction. This tightens your blood vessels suddenly, especially in your chest and neck. For a healthy young adult, it's a small shock. But in a senior's body, with less elastic arteries and a heart already under pressure, this minor jolt can raise blood pressure and make the heart work harder than it should. In biological terms, your sympathetic nervous system activates to compensate. It releases norepinephrine, your pulse quickens, your vessels clamp, and your heart, a muscle that's been patiently waiting all night, starts racing before breakfast. A study from Harvard Medical School's Heart Letter, 2017, confirmed this pattern. They found that cold fluid ingestion shortly after waking increased systolic blood pressure by 7 to 10 millimeters of mercury in older adults. That's not hydration. That's a vascular alarm clock. But here's the shift. Lukewarm or room temperature water doesn't trigger this stress response. Instead, it gently nudges your digestive system awake. It rehydrates your bloodstream without clamping your arteries. It's like walking out of sleep, not sprinting. What to do? Keep a small glass, 6 to 8 ounces, of room temperature water by your bedside. Drink it within 10 to 15 minutes of waking. Add a slice of lemon if you like, but skip the ice. Sit while you drink. Let your breath stay slow. This simple change helped Eleanor within days. I still drink my lemon water, she says, but now it's warm, and my mornings don't feel like a sprint. Your heart doesn't need a shock. It needs rhythm. It needs ease. Have you ever noticed how your body reacts to that first sip in the morning? Does it feel calming or jarring? 2. Coffee before food. Now, cortisol. Spike Martin, 68, had one ritual he never skipped. Black coffee within 10 minutes of waking. No food, no water, just steam, aroma, and silence. But lately, he'd been feeling jumpy. His heart raced. Sometimes it fluttered. Just stress, he thought, until his cardiologist asked one question. Do you eat before your coffee? What Martin learned could change mornings for many. After age 60, your body handles stress differently. The hormone cortisol, meant to help us wake up, becomes more erratic. And coffee? It spikes that hormone even more, especially when taken on an empty stomach. Let's get biological. Caffeine stimulates the adrenal glands to release cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones raise your heart rate, narrow your arteries, and spike your blood pressure fast. Without food to slow absorption, the surge hits harder. Think of it like stepping on the gas, without checking if there's oil in the engine. The problem? Seniors often have less vascular flexibility. That cortisol spike isn't buffered. It can lead to dizziness, palpitations, even arrhythmias. Add dehydration to the mix, common after sleep, and the heart works double. A 2016 study from King's College London, published in the British Journal of Nutrition, found that adults over 60 who drank coffee before breakfast had up to 28% higher cortisol levels throughout the morning and greater variability in blood pressure. So, what should you do? It's not about giving up your coffee, it's about timing. Start with a light breakfast, something with both protein and fiber, a small bowl of oats, an egg, a slice of toast with almond butter. Then wait 20 to 30 minutes before enjoying your cup. This buffers the caffeine, slows cortisol release, and supports your heart rhythm instead of spiking it. Martin made this one change, adding a boiled egg and slice of toast before his coffee. Within a week, the fluttering eased. Within 2, his mornings felt calm again. Your morning cup should be comfort, not combustion. Do you drink your coffee before you eat? How does your body respond when you do? 3. Skipping breakfast. Starves the heart. Rosa, 73, used to skip breakfast every day. "I'm just not hungry in the morning," she'd say. She figured it saved calories, maybe helped her weight, but mid-morning her energy dipped, her hands would tremble, and by late afternoon, cravings hit hard, and they rarely led to heart-friendly choices. Her story is more common than you think. After 60, our bodies become more sensitive to shifts in blood sugar. Skipping breakfast doesn't give your system a break. It sets off a stress response. Your blood sugar drops. To compensate, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, the same stress hormones linked to inflammation, high blood pressure, and vascular damage. This hormonal spike isn't just a mood issue, it's a cardiovascular event. A 2017 study from the American Heart Association's journal Circulation found that older adults who regularly skipped breakfast had a 27% higher risk of heart disease and significantly greater arterial stiffness. The reason? Prolonged fasting after sleep leads to poor glucose regulation, increased inflammation markers like CRP, and even greater cholesterol levels later in the day. The metaphor? Imagine starting a road trip on an empty tank. You might roll for a while, but eventually your system chokes, sputters, and compensates badly. And it doesn't end there. Skipping breakfast often leads to overcompensation. By the time lunch arrives, hunger drives choices. We reach for faster, saltier, fattier foods, ones that flood the bloodstream with glucose and lipids. It's not just one meal, it's a chain reaction that stresses your heart all day. So, what's the healing rhythm? Start light. Within 90 minutes of waking, give your heart clean fuel. Focus on 200 to 300 calories that combine protein, fiber, and healthy fat. Some options: 1 slice of whole grain toast with nut butter, 1/2 cup oatmeal with chia seeds and blueberries, a hard-boiled egg, and 1/2 banana. This stabilizes your blood sugar, eases cortisol, and gives your heart what it needs. Steady energy. For Rosa, the shift was small but meaningful. She started blending a morning chia smoothie with almond milk and berries. "I feel more balanced," she said. "I don't crash, and I don't crave sugar like I used to." Skipping isn't saving, it's starving. Your heart needs fuel, especially in the morning. Do you usually eat within 90 minutes of waking, or do your mornings run on empty? 4. Silent dehydration thickens your blood. George, 75, had been waking up stiff, his legs cramped, his mind foggy. He assumed it was just aging, until a nurse friend asked, "Do you hydrate right after waking?" He paused. "Not really, I wait until I'm thirsty." But by then it was too late. Here's what many seniors don't realize. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is already in a mild state of dehydration. You've lost fluid through breathing, sweating, even the act of maintaining body temperature, and if you don't rehydrate soon after waking, your blood becomes slightly thicker. Why does that matter? Thicker blood increases viscosity, which makes it harder for your heart to pump. Picture your bloodstream like a river. Overnight, without new fluid, that river slows. The water becomes murky. The current weakens. Your heart, the engine behind that current, now has to work harder to move less. A 2019 analysis by the National Institutes of Health found that even mild dehydration in adults over 65 significantly raised hematocrit levels, a measure of how thick the blood becomes. This increases cardiovascular strain and raises the risk for clotting, strokes, and arrhythmias. And here's the subtle danger. Most people don't feel thirsty until they're already behind. Especially as we age, the body's thirst signals dull. So, waiting until you're thirsty is like waiting for your car to break down before adding oil. But hydration isn't just about drinking more water. It's about how and when you do it. The protocol: keep a glass, 6 to 8 ounces, of room temperature water nearby and drink it within 10 to 15 minutes of waking. For extra benefit, add a pinch of pink salt or a drop of trace minerals to help your body absorb the water more efficiently. This replaces electrolytes gently lost during sleep. George started this within days. "I don't get the same morning brain fog anymore," he shared. "Even my legs feel lighter." His doctor noticed improved blood pressure stability after just 1 week, 1 glass, 1 shift. But for your heart, it's the difference between wading through syrup and gliding through a stream. How soon after waking do you drink water? And is it enough to help your heart move freely? 5. Jumping out of bed. Too fast. Margaret, 69, thought her balance was just off. Twice in 1 week, she stood up from bed and the room spun. Once, she had to grab the wall. Another time, she ended up on the floor. "I guess I'm just getting older," she told herself, until a physical therapist showed her one simple truth. It wasn't age, it was speed. When we sleep, our blood pressure naturally drops. It's the body's way of conserving energy. But when we suddenly shift from lying to standing, gravity pulls blood away from the brain and heart. This is called orthostatic hypotension, and after 60, it's surprisingly common. Why? Because with age, blood vessels lose elasticity. Baroreceptors, tiny sensors that regulate pressure, become sluggish. So when you stand up fast, the system can't adapt quickly enough. Your brain experiences a brief oxygen drop, and your heart, it has to compensate, fast. The result? Dizziness, blurred vision, falls, and for some, cardiac strain. A 2018 study in Mayo Clinic Proceedings found that adults over 65 who stood up rapidly from sleep had a 35% higher risk of falls and a measurable increase in arrhythmia episodes during early morning hours. Researchers linked this to blood pressure instability and delayed vascular response. Imagine a garden hose. When it's coiled overnight and you turn on the faucet full blast, it jerks, stumbles, sometimes leaks. That's your circulation when you go from flat to standing in 2 seconds. But the fix, it's beautifully simple. The bed edge pause protocol. As soon as you wake, sit at the edge of your bed. Place your feet on the floor. Breathe deeply. Stay there for 30 to 60 seconds. Let your body catch up. Then stand slowly. If you're especially sensitive, try doing 1 light ankle pump or toe wiggle while seated. This activates circulation gently and reorients your blood flow. Margaret started this ritual and the dizzy spells vanished. "It feels like giving my body permission to wake up," she said. Fast doesn't mean strong. Sometimes strong is slow. How quickly do you rise in the morning? And what would it feel like to start your day with stillness instead of speed? Your heart has carried you through decades, quietly, without pause, through love, loss, laughter, stress. And now it simply asks for something small. Gentleness. You don't need a morning overhaul, just a shift in rhythm. Warm water instead of cold. A pause before rising. A bite before the coffee. Not rules, just quiet acts of repair. Because after 60, your body isn't just waking, it's recalibrating. And every morning, choice either eases pressure or adds to the load. So tomorrow, try just one change. Sip slowly, sit longer, breathe softer, feel what happens. And if something in this spoke to you, if you felt seen, softened, or simply reminded, you're not alone. This space is for those who choose healing, not hurry. For those learning slow strength. Tap subscribe if you'd like more mornings like this. Or just Carry this rhythm with you. Your heart will remember.